No chair has ever been watched over as closely as one on which no one has ever Saturday. It is not a matter of the body being entrusted to a piece of furniture, but rather an administrative procedure in which the world alters its curvature by one person's worth and submits to gravity the mistranslation that it is permissible to exist here. That is why I trespassed into the VIP section. This is no theater. Their applause is the cause, and the performer is born as a result. The seat numbers were not assigned as natural numbers, but according to the density of oblivion. I submitted my shadow as payment for the ticket, but the ticket gate collected not my shadow, but only the future regrets I hadn't even conceived of yet. Ethics continued to doze off, leaning against the back of the chair, while justice, folded into a program on my lap, had forgotten to update my body temperature. Gaze is not emitted from the eyeballs. It is a communication glitch where my eyelids accidentally pick up the nerves the landscape has extended toward me. The audience is not the observing subject, but merely a reversible organ temporarily borrowed by the world to admire itself. The stage does not yet exist. Only the fact of its non-existence continues to be performed every second, with a resolution higher than that of existence itself. Actors claim their roles by forgetting their lines. The script loses its author every time it is read, and the story, like a postal system that sends its ending back to the past, continues to deliver silence. I take a seat in the front row, center. At that moment, the chair began to sit on me. My spine became wood grain, and the wood grain transformed not into growth rings, but into a record of time repeatedly apologizing to itself. My breath was not the theater's ventilation system, but punctuation marks through which the void read me. And suddenly, the audience itself rose to its feet. Tens of thousands of seats began walking in unison, revealing that the theater was not a building, but had been assembled solely from the verb expectation. I was not an intruder. I had been invaded. The first-person pronoun, I, had long been smuggled into the interior of that gigantic subject known as the box seat. Then, from the wings, silence appeared. It was an ovation that required no applause, wrapping paper that pretends to understand what could not be understood. The lights went out. It was not darkness. Rather, light itself lost its right to exist. In that instant, the entire theater becomes a single eyelid, and the universe blinks just once. I finally understand. The box seat is not a chosen place. It is the sole blind spot prepared to lose sight of one's own existence most profoundly. It is not a privileged point in space. Rather, it is that rare coordinate where seeing is exempt from being seen. A place where one can overlook the center of the stage while dissolving into the darkness and remaining invisible. In other words, it is the chair of an ontological privilege class, one that, while being the subject of the gaze, is exempt from being objectified. Was there ever anyone capable of issuing such permission in the first place? Who was the rightful owner of the best seat? Where did the notion that someone clutching a ticket stub should someday sit there come from? The seating chart had already been laid out before the performance even began. Like characters in a play, we are confined to our assigned coordinates. In that sense, every act of taking a seat is nothing more than submission to a pre-written script. If so, what is illegality? It is encountering the chair in a way not found in the script. The self-evident truth that a chair exists to be sat upon. The moment we step outside that framework and stare directly at the chair as a bare object. At that moment, the chair ceases to be a prop, and I, too, cease to be a spectator. We tremble together in the dim light, as two beings who have both escaped our rightful purposes, complicit in our shared defiance. The special in special seat signifies a departure from comparison itself, a hole of non-hierarchy suddenly pierced outside the hierarchy of second-class and third-class seats. Therefore, as an intruder, I did not violate the hierarchy. I trampled upon the very grammar of hierarchy itself. I hear the footsteps of the seat's rightful owner returning, but I am not afraid. For in this instant, what I occupied was not a seat, but the very possibility of occupation itself. When he returns, I will revert to mere air, mere blank space, a mere trace of having once been there. A Zen practitioner would say, no master to the seat, no seat to the master. The first-class seat belongs to no one. Precisely because of this, it belongs solely to the trespasser of each fleeting moment. The first and last act of political theology, in which the existent declares its affiliation with existence.